Hey, thanks for clicking on this channel. Welcome to Brian's Funhouse. We're going to go through the top 10 industrial music records in my collection. Industrial music, some would argue that it's formed like mid to late 70s. For me, the heyday is when I actually found out about it in the late 80s. 89-ish to 94 was probably when I was big into it. Here in the Chicago area, I was going to clubs like Neo, 950, Crowbar, the Old Exit, where they always had a healthy amount of industrial music playing. I walked in and some people would dance like this. And I thought, this ill-lit atmosphere, that's perfect for me. I look good and not a lot of lighting. And for me, my big move was that. I don't know what this was. But needless to say, yeah, 90 to 94-ish, I was single a lot. Industrial music, some of the grandfathers, the godfathers, people that started, where are we at? Kraftwerk. Of course, you got to have some Kraftwerk in your collection if you're a fan of industrial music. Also, Killing Joke. To me, Killing Joke rides that industrial, hard rock, heavy metal line so fine. So yeah, Killing Joke, got to have a little bit of that. Now today, if you're a fan of current industrial music, let me know in the comments below who I should be listening to. I go to Riot Fest, which is here in Chicago every year, a big annual music thing. And a few years ago, they had this band called Three Teeth on a small stage, and I checked them out, and I got their debut at the time, Three Teeth, and I could not be happier. Because for me, like I said, for me, it's the heyday was like late 80s, early 90s. That's the kind of industrial music I love. Growing up in Chicago area, of course, we had Wax Trax. This is a documentary movie about Wax Trax. Highly suggest it. Industrial Accident, all about Wax Trax records. I went to the old Wax Trax records location once. Chris Connolly was working a cash register. I could look in the side room, or the room all the way in the back, and Al Jorgensen was back. Oh, it's good times. Three Teeth, this is End X by Three Teeth, and I also have this is the computer one. I don't know. I can never figure out these names. So, top 10 industrial records in my collection of all time. Yeah, because if I really liked it, I bought it, and it was in my collection. A lot of times, I had this stuff taped on the tape for me. Home taping kills home music. I always had vinyl, heavy metal, hard rock, classic rock, all that stuff, but slowly got more industrial in my collection around that era. So let's start. But before we get started, recently went to the Days of the Dead Chicago convention, a convention I get a lot of my autographs from, a lot of albums signed and all that. And OGRE from Skinny Puppy, the singer of Skinny Puppy, was there. And I got to get his autograph on a record, which couldn't be happier. Good stuff from that. Now, before me in line was a fan. He had maybe about 40 things for him to sign. Albums and pictures and artwork. And it was like, even though I was like third in line, it took like 40 minutes to get. I was like, oh, I'm so close. But yet not really. I don't know if it was a trust fund kid or something. But and then the guy behind him had equal amount of tons of stuff, and I'm like, here I am, I just have one record, but it was a good time. He seemed like a really nice guy. Just chatted for a minute or so, because then I had to go. Oh, and I got this signed picture from Patricia Alquez, I think say her name, the star of The Mummy. To me, the star of The Mummy. I mean, look at that. You got to be the star of The Mummy if you're wearing that. Anyway, let's get on my list. Top 10. Frontline Assembly from 1989. This is Gashed Senses and Crossfire. Yeah, it's got no limit on it, so for me, it's good stuff from Frontline Assembly. Has a guy from Skinny Puppy in there for him, that one. Number 9 is Skinny Puppy, the debut from 85. Skinny Puppy Bites. Skinny Puppy Bites from, it says here 84, 85, but I believe it's looked at more of a 1985 release. Skinny Puppy Bites. Got good stuff on this one. Not for everyone. Skinny Puppy, yeah, crazy, harsh vocals. Number 8, My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult. Record Store Day this year had a reissue of the full length kind of. I just have the single. It's all I needed. Cooler Than Jesus in Devil Bunnies. But for me, it was all about Cooler Than Jesus. My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Cooler Than Jesus, of course, on Wax Trax. The vast majorities are on Wax Trax records. This is actually My Life with Thrill Kill Cult. That was 1990. This is actually a sticker set that I bought at Wax Trax. Look at that. All these great bands. I first learned first exposure to industrial music was Wax Trax had a VHS video sampler, and a friend of a friend loaned it to me, and I was just like, it's not often you get to discover like a new kind of form of music, and I just remember putting it into my TV like, oh, this is nice, you know. I loved my hard rock, heavy metal. I was starting to get punk at the time as well, and I was like, wow, good electronic kind of stuff, but yet anger and angst and ill at clubs. This is yeah, sign me up. I love industrial music. So yeah, this was a sticker set when I first went to the store. I think they had it. And Chicago is actually home of Industrial Music Museum, and I have to go, and I'll take you along on a tour if I'm allowed to video there, but they aren't open all the time. It's like by appointment or something, so I have to look in there and have to get a tour of that. I could show you, and there's other people on YouTube that have put it on the Industrial Music Museum by Mr. Atkins, who played in Pigface and Pill. He puts it on. He has a great, like, I don't know if it's a storage or wherever, but he's got a location where he's got all this great stuff. A lot of it from Wax Trax. Let's go to number 7, KFMDM. You all know what it could stand for. What it was rumored to stand for. Depeche Mode. I don't know. Who knows? KFMDM. This is Vogue from 1992. This is the Vogue 12-inch. Let me first show you what KFMDM. Classic artwork. I have a good amount of their albums, and this artwork is just the best stuff ever. But that's not, of course, Vogue. This is Vogue. It's also got Sex on the Flag. I'll show you Sex on the Flag, totally. And that's what I like about industrial music, is a lot of the good stuff was just like 12-inch singles. You know, it's just, you just play it, and in the clubs they would play the extended mix, and you get like 10 minutes of a song, and you're like, oh yes, because I had plenty of time to do my move. And have girls not notice me. I say number 6 would be Nitzer Ebb, Join in the Chant. They just came to town. Well, it's like the one person. He just came to town, and I would have loved this the scene, but I had plans that night. Church, 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 gold, 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 guns, 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 fire, 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 join in the chant, Nitzer Ebb. Oh, come on. That's good stuff. If you were at a club, what did this come out? This came out, I don't even have the year, 87. So yeah, I was going to club, man, about 2 to 3 years after this was out, and it was still heavily played at those clubs. Heavily played. Good stuff. Nitzer Ebb, Nitzer Ebb, Nitzer Ebb, Nitzer Ebb. Who knows? For me, number 5. This could have been easily number 4, number 3. I threw it up at 5. It's one of the big reasons why I saw this band live. It was the Skatenigs, the Mentors, Revolting Cocks at the Riviera Theater in Chicago, I believe, 90, 91-ish. It was an insane show. That's just what you say. Insane. You know, you're exposed yourself to like moshing, stage diving, and half-naked people running off the stage. Naked, drugged out people running off stage. The staff probably had a good time with that one. But Revolting Cocks, Beer, Steers, and Queers came out in 1990. This is the picture disc. The lineup of Revco, because I saw them maybe about 2008. I saw them, or 2006 or 2007. Maybe 2007 I saw them when I lived in Florida, and they had a whole new lineup of people. So that was number 5, Beer, Steers, and Queers by Revco, Revolting Cocks. I used to have a Revco shirt too. That was good stuff. Okay, number 4. Now, this was a tie for me, but it's the same artist. It's Laibach, Serbian Zone. When you think of Serbia, think of all the great musical artists you can name from Serbia. This is number 1. Life is Life. Beautiful stuff. Saw him live in concert maybe about 7-8 years ago. Never saw him way back in the day though. Gerbert Inner Nation. This is the big one. So yeah, that was a 2-way tie for this one. Gotta love it. I do not speak this language, but I'm slaughtering the German language, but Gerbert Inner Nation, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's the One Vision Queen threw the song in there, and it came out. Laibach is the king of that. He does the Beatles. He does the Rolling Stones. He's just this great voice. Life is life. And then number 3 for me, which probably would make a top 10 classic industrial list of anyone probably doing the list. Head Like a Hole. Pretty Hate Machine, of course, 1989 from 9 Inch Nails. You can't even It was huge. We all think of Head Like Hole being more like a pop hit kind of in a way. But when this thing first came out, only the cool kids knew about it. Yeah, Trent Reznor and the boys, just 1989, killing it. Saw them play a lot of these songs on when he came around Lollapalooza. It was just crazy. Head Like a Hole, Terrible Lie, good stuff. I mean, I don't know. I guess it could be considered classic rock nowadays, Head Like a Hole, but when it came out in 89, man, it was groundbreaking. You might say groundbreaking. That was number 3, Pretty Hate Machine. Number 2 is Front 242 and Headhunter, another 12-inch single. It has Welcome to Paradise, Hey Poor, Hey Poor. That's a good one. But yeah, for me, it's Headhunter, You Catch the Man. Again, another song. When did this come out? This came out probably, I don't have the year written. I'm going to say 88 maybe. 88, yeah. So again, I'm at the clubs just a few years after this thing comes out. Heavy rotation this thing is played in. Front 242 gets my number 2 spot of my favorite top 10 industrial records in the Funhouse. What can be number 1? Well, what can be number 1? I'll tell you what can be number 1. Let me show you a double dose of it. From 1988, from Chicago's own Ministry, Al Jorgensen, Land of Rape and Honey. Great, great record. This changed the game. I think it brought it to people like me. People were the hard rock audience, kind of, and we were hearing this and going, oh, what's this kind of music that this is coming from, you know? And for me, this was the first one that I got into this band, and then A Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste was a classic one, Psalm 69, so yeah, just on and on. I followed their career, I've seen them live numerous times, but yeah, if it has to go back to this stuff. It's like what interested me first in that band, and it's this stuff. And I have the things before this, you know, and all that, but yeah. But for me, the song, of course, number 1 record, industrial. The house is blowing up. I have to save one industrial album. What am I going to save? Well, I might save this because it's got more songs on it. But anyway, I'm coming up with this Stigmata. With a side B, Tonight We Murder. Oh, how pleasant. But yeah, Stigmata, the remix, 12-inch single. This is my favorite industrial record I have from, like I said, Chicago's own Ministry. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite industrial records you have in your collection. And like I said, is there any new bands that, I mean, these are all from like 84 to like 92-ish. Let me know. Am I missing something besides Three Teeth? What should I be listening to out there, industrial-wise? All right, thanks for watching.